and that's to help give proportions the correct sizing that they need. Twisting off again another small bubble as you did for the elbow, you'll do also on the leg for the kneecap. Measuring both legs side by side, you'll get them as close to the same size as you possibly can, making both kneecaps approximately the same size. Check if one is a little larger, like mine is. Untwist, slowly, you'll let a little air out and then trap it back. And then measure again. There, they're about the same size. Now I'll take and measure a little bit longer because the upper leg is a little longer than the lower leg. And I will make it just a little longer. This one would be close to 7 fingers. And then I would match that with the other bubble so that both legs are approximately the same length. Twist those two together. Now, this is something that I had never done before today, and God is good. He gave me a quicker way of putting the two kneecaps together. Take a small scrap of pink and tie it into a circle that will stretch a little bit more than your 4 fingers, and that's a hard stretch. And what you'll do with this, well, you'll take and wrap it around one kneecap, then you'll wrap it around the other kneecap, pulling it down in to bring the legs together. Because I don't think that Christ's legs, when he hung on the cross, were like that. It just doesn't, any pictures or crucifixes or things of that nature I've seen, in my memory, his legs were always together like so. So that's why I do that with this figure here. I used to tie it off, but thanks God, he showed me that you can take just a small scrap of pink and folding it double over, stretch it around your finger, tie a knot in it, rolling the knot down tight, trimming off. And if it's got a small touch of air in it, you can always push up a bubble, pop the bubble, and you have your basically a rubber band. I guess you could buy pink rubber bands and use them, but the frugality in me makes me use scraps as often as I can. Now that you've taken and put the two knees together with the scrap of balloon, you'll take both the upper and lower body portions, put them together, and twist all 4 of these balloons together. I will usually take one, twist it up through the body of the torso. You see that I'm collapsing the air, taking it up through the torso, all the way around, back out through the bottom again, and twisting in. And then twisting them several times around each other, thereby locking the balloon down so that it won't come untwisted on you. Now, you'll pop off each piece with the pop release technique, but you'll hold each one and tuck it in so that you have less chance of it coming undone. Because as you tuck each piece in like this, it traps the remainder and gives it less possibility of deflating on you. Last but not least, oops, there we go. Always remembering to check and make sure that you don't have scraps hanging out to detract from the overall lines of the balloon. Now we'll attach the hair. You'll take a brown balloon, and it's really imperative how full you fill it, as long as it's at least as long as the width of your thumb to pinky stretched out, or longer. I just put more air in it so that if it pops off on me or breaks, I can grab this piece and use it anyway, thereby being frugal. My friends sometimes say cheap. I like frugal. It's nice for me. You'll take the pink of the head and the brown of the hair, and you'll tie them in a square knot. As you cross over, going the brown over the top with the pink coming under the bottom, the next thing you'll do is you'll take the brown and put it through, so now it forms a square knot. Once you've tied those in tightly, you'll take your scissors. Oh, by the way, you'll need scissors, if I haven't told you before. Trim those two pieces off, very close to the scalp. Now, you'll take and squeeze a considerable amount of air out. As you go to twist this into the back, you'll actually want your hair to be 1/2 or smaller than the head, 1/2 the size of the head or smaller. Then you'll twist it in completely around both arms and bring it around to the other side of the head. You'll fold this over the top, right onto where the knot is. You'll actually hide the knot with the hair as you bring it over. And as you go to twist it in, you will pull it rather tightly. As you go to twist it in, you'll push a lot of air out of the hair before you twist it in. And that way, you won't have too much hair on the head, but at the same time, you'll have enough hair on the head. Twist it in again around the arm. Pop off the excess or cut off the end with scissors, whichever is easiest for you, and then tuck that piece in. Now you'll want the arms and back with the backbone, and you'll want the head forward as if it's drooping down upon the breast. You can see how, as it takes the shape of the figure of Christ hanging on the cross, you'll see how the arms, the backside, and the knees, or the ankles, actually start to form a plane so that he can be hanging from the cross. Now we'll make the crown of thorns. To make the crown of thorns, you'll need a brown balloon and 2 1/30s red. These will be the thorns, this will be the crown. You can use 2/60s for this, but I find that they, as you try and cut them in half, long ways to make them small enough, they tend to not do as good a job as a 1/30 does. Taking your brown balloon, you'll put air in it and tie it off so that it's not inflated, but it's not flat. It's firm with air. Measuring around the head, you'll see that